I'm Wisconsin casual today. Bob, how you doing?
We're so honored that the speaker is here. And he is so humble. I don't like doing this because of the way he always is. But we got to give you a hand for sure.
All right.
It's been a privilege to know him for this almost 2 years.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to know him because he sought me out. I got to know him because Bob Woodson kept us in. And so for 20 years or so, Bob has been a champion for us. I want to ask Anton, who has been a gift to me. Anton started the Bloods in Dallas. I didn't know he was about to get out. So he saw me on TV. He was in prison. I was saying, we gonna change this community, the violence is gonna stop. He was in prison saying, who is this guy? I met with him and I literally said, man, what I can offer you will not make you rich, but it'll change your wealth. Because the community needs you to be a hero and you're a villain. And from that day, he renounced everything. He came, he lost everything too. He came and followed me. I bought him an old white station wagon. I said, welcome to middle class.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Paul, Bob, Don, Terry, Congresswoman, Superintendent. Bob always said that a good heart gives out to an empty stomach. My brothers that's around this table and sisters dedicate our lives to help young people to change the philosophy of the neighborhood. It's hard when you're trying to do this and the resources not there. I'm equally optimistic and happy now to see everybody at this table. 16 years ago, when me and Omar had that interaction, and he somehow convinced me to this idea, I never knew this day would come.
Dallas today has the number 3 adult poverty rate in America. We have the number 1 childhood poverty rate in America. So Dallas is in the ditch on this subject, and we need to find the ways together as a community with y'all's help to come out of this ditch.
90% of our kids in Dallas are economically disadvantaged. Us, Cleveland, Detroit, have that percent of students that are economically disadvantaged. 42% of our students are English learners, but he doesn't see color. He helps all of our kids. And so, as is evident by his team that he's put together.
We formed a 501c3 15 years ago, and we've accomplished a few things, and we couldn't have done it without these guys. Don was my mentor, and he pointed out all the hardships that were going on in South Dallas, and we formed this group, most of whom are sitting back there after 15 years, to see if we can make a difference.
It's not just public policies, which are necessary but insufficient. It's not just all of us do-gooders, whether it's public education or nonprofits here or what Terry's doing or we're doing. There's got to be credibility in the middle. There's got to be a connection with the neighborhood.
We went in there thinking that we were going to start some programs, and Bob said, you don't want to do that. You need to meet the people in the community that are already at work. And I said, how do we do that? And Omar said, let's go in and I'll introduce you to the leaders of these organizations.
We believe the urban specialists or the community engagement piece that they're working on is a vital piece if we really want to change outcome of poverty for human beings in Dallas.
EB and I have known each other for a long time. We play on different teams, but we got the same goals. And one team, in my case, hasn't been on the field enough lately. And so what I would love to see is a competition of ideas, where we're not just, treating symptoms so that we can tolerate something more like poverty, but actually breaking the back of poverty, hitting the root causes. What we learn is you can't sit in some ivory tower in any big city and think you got it all figured out. It's really the people together, communities. What is it that you do exactly, and why is it successful?
We challenge the philosophy that most kids have. All of us come out of neighborhoods that have a certain philosophy, a certain idea. Whether that idea is you talking proper, that means you talking white. Whether that idea is you got to be a thug.
Coming up in a rat roach infested home, you may come up with 2-parent home, you don't know nothing about sleeping on the floor or going to bed hungry.
I can relate because I grew up in Oak Cliff, so I have the same experiences that they have. Growing up single parent, kind of always being there with my mom,
Me and my dad really didn't build a relationship. I was always figuring it out in the street. I started sleeping in a drug house whenever I would get off of work at the freight dock. I would be tired. I'd sleep with my feet against a cage door, and the dope fiends would rattle the door and it would wake me up, and I'd basically figured out how the stuff worked from the bottom down. I kind of became the man in Dallas as far as if you needed 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. It got up to the point to where I was making $30,000 a week. I ended up getting a federal indictment. I went away about 4 years.
Once I finish telling this story, it's something that they gonna hear with their soul, not just their ears.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah.
So that alone, it makes the connection. Now they looking at me different, you know. I'm not the enemy. I'm not judging them. They see me for me, and they see it's real.
So when you go into these schools, what connects us a lot to these kids is that they can feel that genuine love. They know if you're there because you're getting paid, or if you're there because you care.
I come from a family where I'm not, only men I have around me is my brothers, and just by seeing these people up here who really care about me gives me a lot of hope.
Because he brings acknowledgement, and, you know, he has wisdom and everything. It's like a blessing, you know, just to have a man like him.
And I tell the kids all the time when they ask me about me going to prison and stuff, they like, 21 years, you can't get that back. And they right, I can't get them years. I can't no money, can't nothing bring them years back. But if you don't have to go through this by educating yourself, by making better decisions, not falling up under knowing the consequences behind the decisions and choices you make, if that can stop you, I get that back. I get it back.
This is a celebration, of course, of in commemoration of Dr. King Day, but for us, it is the propelling of our movement.
Amen.
There's nothing more important to us than to change urban culture.
Amen.
Right now, the culture is made up of parasites in many areas, and some of our young people are being sucked dry from the energy in their life.
Amen.
They walk streets and they are zombies walking. They say words, and the words that they say would shame some of us who are older because they have no hope. But we can't leave our children like that.
No, sir.
We can't leave our neighborhoods like this. We can't leave our churches and our schools like this. We have to do something about it. So we have assembled an army together to combat the army that has been plaguing our children. And I want to thank you who have been a part of this movement so far, and we're going to a higher place.
What if all the men in here really fathered their children? What if all the men in here clapped and applauded their children like they do for the playoffs? What if we never smoked or drank or was influenced by drugs? Just what if? What if we valued our education? What if this side of town had the same resources that that side of town? I'm not talking about all the way over. I'm talking about just 2 miles away, Pastor. What if? What if you took a man that did 21 years serious? What if you took another man that was incarcerated, you gave him an opportunity, not just to have a job that provokes him to make it back, but a job that he could really put something in the bank and to help another brother? What if? What if we funded Pastor Omar? Not only that this could just soar in Dallas, but this can soar in Atlanta, but this can soar in Waco, and this can soar in San Antonio, and this can soar in LA. What if we didn't condemn what we didn't understand? What if